You can wish with all the might of your mind. You can write affirmations on mirrors, repeat mantras, light candles, make lists of what you hope to experience with someone. But this portal that is opened under the subtle field of Venus in Cancer, it does not respond to your will. It ignores your haste. It deflects your well-intentioned words because it was not programmed to react to desires, but to vibrations. The language it understands is that of your most honest emotional frequency, what you feel when no one is looking, what pulses in your energy field when your "I'm fine" mask silently drops at dusk. This portal does not read your scripts, it feels your coherence. And that's where the invisible begins to scan you. The love you say you want. Do you truly sustain it? The affection you ask for. Can you receive it without fear, without distrust, without escape? The intimacy you visualize. Can your emotional field remain open to welcome it? Or are you still shielded by trauma? Venus in Cancer doesn't want to hear your intention. It wants to touch your vibrational memory. It is looking at the wounds you hide with flowers, at the repetitions you disguise as destiny, at the silent vows you made with pain, and which now need to be undone for something new to reveal itself. This is a portal that responds to authenticity, not effort, a channel that recognizes who has already understood that the energy you carry is the true request the universe hears. You don't need to shout. You don't need to chase. You just need to tune into what already vibrates at the same frequency as the love you desire. And that requires courage. Because to be compatible with this portal, you will need to be exactly who you are, without shame, without disguise, without fear. And that may mean losing what only accepted you disguised. So I ask you, what is your energy saying now? What is your emotional field emitting when you think of love? What is the portal picking up from you at this exact moment? You may not have marked the date on the calendar. You may not have read anything about astrology, or even know that Venus entered Cancer. But something in you has already begun to move. Perhaps it came as strange insomnia, as an emotional fatigue without clear reason, as tears that visit you without asking permission. Perhaps it is that deep longing. But for what exactly? For something you have never lived. For someone who has not yet arrived. For a peace you only remember feeling in dreams. This is the sign. The portal has already begun. And it didn't wait for you to be ready to open. It wasn't announced in headlines. It didn't knock on your door with a golden sign. It arrived through the subtle field, through the frequencies you don't see, but which cross you, through the silent language of the heart, that senses what the mind still tries to explain. There are people who are still waiting for external validation to believe that the portal is active. But the sensitive, the intuitive, the seekers, they are already inside. Because those who feel enter first. Those who wait to understand before opening arrive too late. This portal is a vibrational activation, a call that reverberates first in the soul, and only later manifests on the material plane. Those who are being crossed by old memories, by inexplicable discomforts, by absurd synchronicities, are not crazy. They are awakening. You have begun to see layers you once ignored. You have begun to notice that some people are disappearing from your field, even when present, and others, out of nowhere, seem to touch you deeply with just a look. Everything is reorganizing to align your frequency with something that is already in motion, and it is not necessary to understand everything now. The mind wants logic, but the portal asks for surrender. It rewards those who open even while trembling, who feel even without a map, who respond even without guarantee. Because the love it holds is not for controllers, it is for those who trust. If something in you is moving without rational reason, believe me, it is the portal crossing you, and the more you listen to this internal call, the faster it manifests around you. The nature of the portal, an energetic mirror. Before we continue, if this video is being helpful to you, take this moment to subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and comment below what you are feeling. Your vibration also feeds this portal. The love that this portal activates is not just any love. It is not the one you beg for, nor the one that comes to fill gaps of need. It is a love with an energetic signature, a field that only reveals itself when there is vibrational compatibility between the emitter and the receiver. And this is not forged with beautiful phrases. It is recognized in the soul. This esoteric technology of reciprocity is not new. It is as old as time itself, but few were ready to access it. Because it demands energetic responsibility. It demands that you stop blaming the world for what your field is still emitting. It demands that you understand that it is not how much you desire that creates reality. It is how much you are vibrating with coherence. Many times you say, "I have no love in my life." But the portal hears something else. I am vibrating fear, attachment, control, self-abandonment. And what returns is not punishment. It is a mirror. What you call absence may just be misalignment. What you interpret as rejection may just be an incompatible field trying to protect you. True love only flourishes in fertile emotional soil, and this soil is prepared with presence, not with desperation. Venus in Cancer, in this cycle, is operating as a field scanner. It is filtering, refining, calibrating. It is not a time to attract anything. It is a time to tune only into what has deep vibrational coherence, and this may mean that what you wanted was not compatible with who you are becoming. You don't need to desire more. You need to be more whole, more honest, more present, to be the frequency of the love you want to live, not to ask, not to beg, to embody. The portal opens, not when you scream for connection, but when you become a safe point for it to land. And this point begins within. It begins when you stop emitting need as a call and start vibrating presence as a magnet. At this moment, connections are dissolving not for lack of love, but for lack of compatible frequency. And silent reunions are happening between souls who at last vibrate in the same tone. This is the sacred technology that is in operation. And it does not err, it only responds. The subtle test of authenticity. You will be tested, but don't expect thunder, explicit ruptures, or signs saying spiritual trial ahead. The test will come disguised. It will come silently, camouflaged in something familiar, in someone who reappears saying they've changed, in an opportunity that seems too perfect, in a comfortable feeling, but dangerously similar to the cycle that once almost destroyed you. The Venus in Cancer portal does not test your intelligence. It tests your vibrational memory. It wants to know if you have learned the difference between repetition and evolution. It wants to know if you still confuse security with a comfort zone, intensity with emotional dependence, care with control. The test is subtle. It observes if you are still attracted to what activates your pain, or if you have finally learned to choose what respects your peace. You will not be challenged by something new. You will be tempted by what you already know, but with a renewed veneer. A new package for the old pattern, an old cycle with different makeup. And that's where the portal pays attention. It wants to know, are you choosing with a regenerated heart or with the fear of emptiness? Because this is the central point. If you return to the known just because the unknown frightens you, the cycle restarts. The portal closes. Repetition sets in. But if you choose to remain firm in the discomfort of expansion, even with longing for the old, then the portal opens, because you have finally proven, with silent actions, that you are vibrating differently. And it's not about perfection. It's not about being 100% healed. It's about vibrational honesty. About recognizing that yes, there are still parts of you that tremble, but now, instead of fleeing, you breathe and move forward. About realizing that what seduced you before, today, no longer buys you. About feeling that your soul is lighter, even if your body is still tired. This is the test. This is the bifurcation. Either you choose coherence with who you are becoming, or you return to the illusion of who you used to be. The portal observes in silence and responds without judgment to your energetic choice. The danger of emotional anesthesia. You might think you are at peace, that you have finally gotten used to it, that nothing hurts you like before. But beware, not all silence is serenity, and not all absence of pain is healing. There is a state increasingly common among the spiritually awakened and dangerously confused with evolution. It is emotional anesthesia, a kind of invisible stupor where everything seems neutral, but nothing pulsates. This is the most subtle and most efficient danger to impede your passage through this portal. Because the Venus in Cancer portal does not respond to logic nor to control. It seeks what is still alive within you. And if all it finds is a dull, saturated, numbed frequency, it falls silent, not as punishment, but as incompatibility. This anesthesia did not arise out of nowhere. It is often the result of excessive accumulated pain, of swallowed tears, ignored traumas, frustrated waits, vain attempts. To protect itself, your nervous system learned to shut down, to disconnect, to operate in survival mode. But now this has become a vibrational prison. The portal is operating as a sensor of inner life, and it does not demand that you be perfect, only that you be present, that you feel, that you allow what hurts to come to the surface, not to destroy you, but to free you. Because only what is seen can be transmuted, and only what pulsates can be realigned. This emotional numbness may have helped you survive, but now it is preventing you from living, from loving deeply, from receiving what is new, from moving towards what awaits you beyond trauma. You don't need to explode in emotions. You don't need to dramatize what you feel, but you need to allow what has been dormant to rediscover its natural flow. You need to let old pain be recognized without judgment. You need to make space for joy not to seem like a threat, and for sadness not to need to hide anymore. The portal does not demand that you be resolved. It asks only that you be real, that you remove the energetic intoxicant and say to your soul, I am here. I am willing to feel again. And in this simple gesture, something sacred moves. Reorganizing your inner home Venus in Cancer doesn't just speak of love as romance, or it speaks of home, of roots, of belonging. And in this cycle, the portal that opens is not just connecting people. It is reorganizing inner dwellings. It is cleaning, dismantling, and rebuilding your invisible emotional space. That house no one sees, but where your soul rests, hides, or gets lost. You feel this in the details. The playlist that always comforted you now sounds empty. The place that used to be your refuge now seems cramped. The presence of someone who once calmed you now exhausts you. The routine that sustained you now numbs you. It's not by chance. It's a sign that the inner furniture is old, heavy, misaligned with the new frequency that is trying to inhabit you. This portal demands space. It comes with a rare energy, and this energy only finds rest where there is emotional truth. You may have built beautiful castles within yourself, sophisticated defenses, perfect routines, friendships that seemed eternal. But if all of this was built based on survival, it will begin to crumble. You are not breaking. You are being reorganized. The inner home needs to breathe. It needs light. It needs space for new forms of love to enter, not just from others, but from yourself. And this means saying goodbye to emotional patterns that were once crutches, but are now anchors. Perhaps you realize you are tired of consoling yourself with distractions, that you are exhausted from negotiating with your own emotional abandonment, that you are ready to create a place where love doesn't need to disguise itself as effort. This process can hurt, because all demolition causes mess, but it also brings revelation, and it is in this energetic cleansing that the portal acts with greater force, pulling out what was hidden under the emotional rug, illuminating rooms you closed years ago, calling your soul back home. You don't need to understand everything now. You just need to trust that what is being dismantled is not essential. It is excess, dead weight. What is real will remain, what is aligned will flourish, and what resists will disappear. The portal is preparing your vibrational home for a rare guest, the love that respects your soul. And it only enters where there is space, truth, and peace. The discomfort of true love. You are conditioned to confuse intensity with love, to think that butterflies in your stomach are a sign of connection, that emotional chaos is proof that there is something there, that if it doesn't hurt, it's not deep. But the Venus in Cancer portal, in this rare frequency, comes to rewrite that narrative, and perhaps that's why true love frightens you, because it doesn't activate your trauma. It doesn't pull you into a vicious cycle of pain-pleasure. It doesn't make you lose your footing. It anchors you. It doesn't accelerate you. It slows you down. And this, for those who have always lived in a state of emotional alert, may seem boring, monotonous, weak. But pay attention. This is the sign. The love that comes with peace, with stability, with quiet presence, is what your soul was waiting for. But your body, still conditioned to the emotional roller coaster, may try to reject it. Because where there is no adrenaline, there is silence. And in silence, you finally listen to yourself. The portal wants to know, do you still need to be rescued to feel loved? Or are you ready to walk alongside someone who doesn't need to heal you, just recognize you? It is possible that you feel tempted to sabotage this new frequency, to push away someone who offers you calm, to doubt a connection that doesn't make you suffer. Because trauma still whispers, if it doesn't hurt, it's not real. But this is the lie the portal wants you to dismantle. True love does not confuse. It does not manipulate. It does not disappear and then return as a prize. It remains. It shows itself. It does not demand that you diminish yourself, nor that you prove anything. It simply vibrates at the same frequency as you when you are in coherence with yourself. If you reject peace because you don't know how to deal with it, it's a sign that trauma is still at the wheel. But if you can breathe within this tranquility, even without the euphoria of before, it's because something in you is already healed. This is the silent invitation of the portal. Unlearn the love that hurts, to receive the love that sustains. And for this, you don't need to run, you just need to stay. The portal is a mirror. It returns, it doesn't give you. Might be expecting the portal to give you something. A love, a reunion, a message, a clear sign that something big is about to happen. But the Venus in Cancer portal, the one that opened silently and deeply, is revealing another truth. It is whispering, this love has already arrived, and it comes from within. You spent too much time trying to deserve what was already yours by nature. You believed you needed to do more, heal more, wait more, to finally be worthy of something pure. But the portal is not asking for your effort. It is asking for your surrender, your ability to return to yourself, to recognize yourself as home, to perceive yourself as source. The rarest love, the one not based on need, nor idealization, nor escape, begins when you stop running. When you honor your intuition as a legitimate compass. When you protect your energy as a temple. When you treat yourself as an altar where only what respects the sacred that vibrates in you can enter. And then, something changes. You no longer settle for emotional crumbs. You no longer spend energy trying to prove your worth. You no longer beg for reciprocity. You simply align yourself, vibrate, overflow. And in this overflowing, love ceases to be a search and becomes a field. The portal responds exactly to this state, not to your expectation, but to your frequency. It doesn't take you to someone. It makes what is aligned naturally attracted to you, not as a miracle but as a reflection. Because now you are no longer someone who waits for signs. You are the sign. You become the one who carries the presence you once sought in others, the one who sustains the peace you once begged the world for, the one who lives the love you once only dreamed of. And when this vibration stabilizes, the portal remains open. because the rare has found its dwelling. So listen carefully. The love you expected has already arrived. It arrived in the form of awareness, of acceptance, of clean vibration, of reconnection with your essence. And if now you feel that everything around you is reorganizing, it's because the portal is overflowing through you. You no longer need to chase. You just need to remain whole. The rest will flow into your field, and it will be inevitable, because your presence is already the very manifestation of love.